This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, so for today's class, we will just go over what we've done so far. And I wanted to show you some things and how to actually build designs. So for today, we will choose a design from, let's say, a website, and then try and model it with our Android Studio. Let's say a simple Android app, and then we can design the layout and then play around with the components. And then we can see how those things, we can implement them in our Java code and all that. So I'll go ahead and share my screen and can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the project we've been working on. This is what we did the last time we met. So I'll head on to dribble.com. Now Dribble, it's a UI UX website where you can go there to get inspiration for your mobile app. So if you are building an app and then you need an inspiration, sort of the design, you need an inspiration to guide you, you can go to dribble.com and then you can search and then you can get some designs that you can copy. Now, as a developer, the only thing that will help you is to learn how to copy, right? If I say copy, when you see something that is very nice and you think you can add to your project or your app, don't feel shy, just copy it and then implement it. So what we want to do, let's build a simple Android. And let's choose from that. So I'll just select mobile and then I'll get on the simple one so that we can. Okay. So we are going to design the middle one, the check your email, or we can design all these screens and then move on to the next stage and move on to the next. So is it okay? Like this one, can we just do it right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
Yes, sir.
So I'll go ahead and I'll go to my Android Studio app. Now here I have only two activities. I have the main one and the second activity. Now with our design, we have 3 pages. So we have the first one, which will accept the email of the user, right? And then the second one, it will show some information telling the user to check his or her email for the reset instruction. And then the third screen will be to create a new password. So I'll just go ahead and then for my main activity, I'm just going to use it for the reset password. But then for the second activity, I'll use the second activity too for the check email. So it means I need a third activity and I'm going to create that. Into new activity, empty activity. And then the activity is create password activity. So create password. Okay. So with my activity design, with the main activity, this is what we have, right? This is what I have. So I'm just going to remove this. I'm going to remove this. and then try and design our screen. Now you can see here, we can break our activity down into sections, right? We can say this reset or this information here, they are just information for the user. And then you can see we have an edit text and then a button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create all that. So first of all, I need a text view. Now you can see here, my parent view here is a linear layout. It means that everything I put in my layout will be arranged linearly. And then the orientation is vertical. So it means from top to down. So anything I put in, it will be from top to down. Now I have my text input. And then I have another text input here. So the first text input is, let me see, reset sorry, password, right? Then the second one is enter your email associated with your account. Enter your email associated with your account. So enter your email associated with your account, and you will send you the instruction. Set. Okay, we have this. And then the next one is a text, an edit text. So I'm going to choose, text, and then choose my edit text. So an edit text. Okay, let me remove the name. And then I'll put some placeholder. So in Android, to add a placeholder to a text, we have an attribute called hint. So enter your email. And then a button, right? So here you can see what I'm doing. I'm not styling anything. I'm just doing a raw, normal XML. I'm not styling anything. So let me quickly run my app and then see what we have. Hello?
Hello there.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, please. We can see a white screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, all right. But are you guys following?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So let me run this and then we will see what will show on our screen, on our emulator. Okay, so let me just go to the activity main and then try and continue the design. Now you can see this design here is not very appealing to the end user, right? So we are just going to add some styles and then improve on this UI. Now, when you take this UI, for example, the first thing you see is we have a pattern, right? A padding means that it will add an extra layer around the view that you're adding the padding to. So we can go to attributes, right? And then search for padding. Now padding here, we have the padding, right? It means if you set 10, it will apply the 10 to all the sides of the view. So it will add 10 to the left side, the top side, the right side, and bottom side. But then if you set just padding left to be 10, only the left side will be padded. Hello? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add padding of 20 dp, right? And then you can see we have the padding here. Now with the reset password, the font is bigger. So when I select on reset password, I can set text size, right? And then change the text size. And I'll change it to 30 SP. And then change the text style to be bold. And then maybe the color, so text color, I'll change it to black because our UI, it has a black text here. And then for our description, you can see we have some padding on top and we have some padding below. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do padding, right, top 20 dp, and then padding bottom 20 dp. And then we have this. And then the input email address, you see the way our input is different from how the UI, we have some border around it. So in Android, right, you cannot just add a border radius to, let's say, a view. You have to now create that layout or that design as an XML file, and then you can apply it as a background to the view. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new, hold on. I'm going to create a new resource file. Where is it? XML. Let me just create a new resource. And then the name will be input background. Oh no, I don't have to create, hold on, I don't have to create a layout file. I have to create it in drawable rather. So new drawable resource. And then input background radius. And then the root, I'm going to select shape. Now you can see here that we have this shape here. So now you can design your background. Now inside my background, I want the color of the background to be white. Hello? I want the background color to be white, and I want for it to have some border radius. So you use the corners, and then you set the radius to, let's say, 10 dp. And I can see that anything I write, you can see the output here. So I can change this to 20 dp, and then the radius will increase. And I want a stroke. A stroke means the border outline color. So a stroke. So a stroke, the color should be somewhere gray. So let me just choose this one, grayish. And then the width, stroke width should be maybe DP. Now that I have my drawable, right? When I come to my activity main, all I have to do is set for background, and then this input border radius, I'll now apply that to my border, to my input. Now you can see it has changed. All I have to do is add some padding and margin to make sure everything is well. So I'll add padding of 5 dp, no, 10, sorry. 10 dp. And then we have this. Now you can see my border radius is too, let me check my UI. My border radius is too much. So I'll just go back and then change my border radius to 5 dp. And then let's see what we have. Activity main. Okay, we have something. I'll add some margin to my button and then change the text of my button to send instruction. And then we have something. Let me run it and then we will see if we are almost there. So this is our design for our first screen. I think our first code, we were able to run it. So this is what we had without the design, right? But then I think we've done some improvements, so we can just run it and see the results. Okay, so this is it. I think we have something that is okay. You ignore the toolbar here, we will remove it later. Now, what we have to do is we have to design our second screen, right? This screen. So after you send the instructions, it should take you to this screen, and then the last one should be this screen. What we are going to do is we are just going to use intent to move from the first screen to the second screen, and then the second screen to the last screen. Yesterday or Monday, you guys, you did how to show toast notifications and all that. I will try that and then you'll see how it works. Let me design a second screen. So second activity is what we have. I'll clear everything here. And then we have our linear layout. Now what I'm going to do is, so we have an image, right? So I'm going to insert an image here, and I'll just insert any random image. So we have this. Now our width is, you can see here, width is match parent. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do wrap content, or just give it a definite height and width. So I'll do 100 dp. 100 dp. Okay. We have our text input. So I'll insert my text input next. And then the text is what? Check your email. Check your email. So you can see building an Android application is not that difficult. Once you have your design, right, the back and forth shouldn't be an issue. So this one, we know what we are doing. So we just go out and then select the component that we need for that. So I need another text input, right? And then we have sent a password recover instructions to your email. Okay. So you have sent a password recover information to your email. And then the last one is we have a button, right? And then we have another text. So skip, I'll confirm later. Skip, I'll confirm later. So I'm just putting down the components and then we will design them later. So what I have here, I have this image. Now you can see that this image here is centered, right? Now, how do you center something in a view? I'll click on the linear layout and then look for gravity. Gravity will help you center or align its elements. If you want to align the element to the left, if you want to align it to the right, or align it to the center it horizontally or center it vertically, you can do that. Now you can see here, bottom, clip horizontal, center, clip vertical, start, right? Every value here or every key value here has how it behaves. So if you select bottom, it means that the items inside that view will be centered, will align to the bottom. So if I click here, you see everything has moved to the bottom. Do you get it? So if I click on center, it means it will center everything for me. Do you get it? So now I've centered my text. You can choose center horizontal, center vertical, but then when you click on center, it will center it horizontally and then center it vertically. So yes. So I'll go ahead and then style my text. Now with the same principle, I can use gravity to also center my text. So I can use to center. Wait, can you guys see? Hello?
Yes, sir,
Yes, we can see.
Okay.
Yes, please, we can see.
I can use gravity to also center this text. So if I want to align the text to be in the middle, I can just do center.
Hello, sir.
Hello, yeah.
Yeah, I was suggesting the email icon. You can get it from the vector asset from the drawable folder.
Where is it? Hold on, I'm coming. Oh, okay. Yes, we can get it, but hold on. When we click on SRC, right, we can add our own vector assets. But then the icons here, they are too native. So do you think we should use this one? Okay, let me just create a vector asset. Change the color to something. We have this. Oh, okay, not bad. Okay. Now check your email. We just have to change the font size and then add some padding to it. So I'll just search padding, right? Padding top maybe 20, padding bottom 20. Increase the font size. So I'll search text size, change it to 24, right? And then make it bold. And then change the color to black. Okay. Then we have sent you this one. I also change the font size to be 16 or 18. So let me do 18. Right. And then gravity, center And yeah, I think that's all. No, let me give it some padding. So padding right 20 or 50. Padding left 50. Then my button, right? My button is sort of in the middle. So what I'm going to do is, instead of, let me check my width. Now my width here is match parent. It means that it's going to match the width of my linear layout, but I don't want that. I want the width of my button to wrap around the text. So what I'm going to do is change layout width to what? Wrap content, and then change it to check your email or open email up. And then give it some padding. So padding top 10 dp. Hey, sorry, margin. Margin top 20 dp. Margin bottom. So the same for here, going to center it with gravity center, and maybe the text, make it, hold on, make it bold. So change the text style to bold. And then, okay. Okay, I think that this looks good. Yeah. So now the next thing is, I'll have to link, I want to check this screen out. So what I have to do is, if I go on my main activity or my main activity layout, I want to link this button here, right? I want to link this button here to the next screen. So what I have to do is I have to change the ID of the button here, because I want to reference it in the main.activity class. So I'll change it to send instructions, right? So that I'm giving it a unique ID so that I can get access to it. And then I'll change my text input to email text input. So it means now that I have this ID, I can have access to these or these components in my Java file. So how do I get access or reference my button? I'll create a button, right? So it means in my activity main file, I have a button here and I have an email. When I click on it, I want to send the user to another screen. And I can only do that using intent, right? And then inside my layout file, I can't define those intents there. So I have to define it in my Java class. Now, how do I get access to this button? The only way is to use the ID of the button. And I've set the ID to send instructions button. So what I'm going to create a button here, right? So send button. And then inside my onCreate, I'm going to assign my button to the button I created inside my resource file. So I'll do find view by ID. So it means that it's going to search through my layout file, and then any view with the ID, this ID dot send instructions button, it will assign that view to that button. So this. Now I can have access to some functionalities of that button. So I can do send button dot set. I think we did it the right time. So set on click listener. So it means whenever someone clicks on that button, it will do whatever we have in this onClick function. Yeah. So first of all, I'm going to demonstrate the toast notification. Now, if some action happens on your application, right, there are ways you can show that actions or activities to your clients. One, you can use a toast notification, or you can use a snack bar. Let me go here and then search for Android snack bar, right? And then you will see how they behave. So material.io. So when you have a snack bar, right? A snack bar is something like this. So you can see you will pop up some notification to the user. And let me show you the toast. Let me see. Android toasts. So let me go to something like this. So you can see this here is it. You can put a message inside to show the user something. That's what I'm going to do. To implement that, there is a class called toast. Right. Now this toast class, it has a function, right? Make test. So Isaac, why? Isaac. With this toast, this is how it works. So toast dot make text. Now you can see here, this make text, it accepts the context. So as I explained the other time, the context means if you have a button, right? If you have a view or any view has a context. So you provide that context here. And then what you want to show. So char sequence, the text. So if you want to show hello world, you can put it there. And then the duration. We have two types. We have the long and the short. So I think the long, it stays there for like 2 seconds, and then the long stays there for like 5 seconds. So depending on what you want, you can just implement that. So toast Jesse, why? So toast.make test, and then we will use the context of our view. So view.get context. Sorry, v.get context. And then we want to show something. Jesse, stop that. And then the duration. So we have the length short and then the length long. So I'll just use the short one. And then after that, after making the toast, right, I can use the show function to just show my toast. So let me run this up. It means that when I run this up, anytime I click on this send instruction button, it should show the toast. Do you get it? Please, any questions? Okay, I think I have some. Set. You can get the email, but okay, all right. He said I'm moving too fast. So the toast is a notification component, right? If you want to show something to the user, you can use the toast to do that. So I've implemented a toast that will show Jesse, stop that. Whenever I click on this button, on click of this send button, it should show me this toast. So let me just click on it, and then you can see this is an example of a toast. So you can see Jesse, stop that. You see, and it goes away. So it's not really bothering the user. So you can use the toast to show instructions like this. Do you get it?
So the toast, can you give it a duration?
Yeah, so you can change the duration. So we have the short and then the long. So the short is what shows here for like 2 seconds and then it goes away. If I change it to length long, right? It means it will stay there for a while before vanishing. So when I click on it, you can see it stays there for a while and then it goes away. Do you get it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to my second activity. Instead of showing a toast, I'm going to move to my second activity. And we can do that using intent. And I'm sure by now we are all we've mastered how to do that. So I'm going to go straight forward. I'm not going to create any object of an intent. I'm going to go straight forward. So I have my start activity, right? This start activity takes an intent. So I'm going to create my intent. So new intent, and then this intent will accept this, and then the activity I'm going to, so second activity dot class. Okay. Let's get content. Sorry. Main activity. So we have a one-liner here to move us straight to the second activity. So this should work. But then we can put some validations in our code. So for example, we cannot just move the user to the second, we need the user to enter something. So you see, if I click here to move me to the my second screen. But then I don't want that. I want the user to enter something or an email. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get access to the text input. Now inside my text input, I have the ID to the email text input. So I'll define my edit text, right? Email. Find view by ID. Find view by ID, right? And then I'll reference the ID of my text input. So email text input. So it means now I have access to my text inputs, this text input here. Now on click of this button, right? I want to check if the user has entered something, right? Now the only way to check that is to get access to the text inside. So we have, with my text email edit, I can use an if statement. So if email edit dot get text. So now this function here, get text here, will now get whatever the user has entered inside the input text. So let me just use the toast to demonstrate that. So instead of, I'll comment this one. Whenever I click on the button, I'm going to toast whatever we type. So email edit dot get text. Okay. So when I run that, anytime I enter something and I click on the send instruction, it's going to pop up the text I entered. So if I enter Mashood, right? And I click on send instruction, you see we have Mashood here. if I enter, how are you? And I click, it will just toast whatever I enter. So it means we are getting the text that I enter from this email edit.get text. It means I can put some validations on it. So I can do if email or if text util. So there's a class in Java that you can check if a string is an empty string or not. Now you see here, if I press space, 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 do you think it is empty? Do you think the text input here is empty? If I toast it,
No.
it's not empty. So it means you don't want the user to be entering empty spaces in this one. So you can use text utils. So text utils, it's a class that gives you certain methods or functions to check your text. So text utils, you can see is empty, equals, is digit only, is graphic. So you can see you can check certain things with your text utils. Do you get it? So we have a lot of functions. It's like the string in JavaScript. We have the string class. That string class, you can have access to certain functions. Maybe you can have index of join, last index of, like a lot, split, substring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check if my input text here is empty. So it's empty, right? Text utils is empty. And then this is empty would take the string that you are checking. So in this case is the email edit dot get text, right? Now, if this statement here is true, what I want to do is I want to show an error. So I want to show an error on my input, my edit text. So all I'll do is I'll do email text dot set error. And then I'll just enter, please enter a valid email. So let me run it and then see if it works. So let me click on send instructions, and then you can see that we have this error here. So usually this is what we use in validating or checking if the person has entered the correct thing, and you can just set an error on that input text. Now let me see if my is empty is working. Let me just use space and then see if it is still empty. It is still not empty. So what I'm going to do is, because the space is actually a character, so instead, when I get my text, I'm going to trim it. I'm going to convert it into a string and then trim the input. Now, who can tell me what the trim does? So you can see returns a string value, return a string whose value is this string with any leading or trailing white space removed. It means that whenever you have a white space, either before the text or after the text, the trim will just remove all that white space. So if I do space, space, Mashood, space, space, this trim here will remove that space, space, and then give me only Mashood. So let me toast my, okay, we have this one. So let me run it again and see. So you can see if I do Mashood, right, and I click on it, it goes through because the edit text here is not empty. But then if I do space, space, now this trim here will trim the white space from my edit text, get text, and then it will tell me that there's nothing inside, although I've pressed space. So I can use that. So if it is empty, show this, else we should move to our second activity. So you can do a lot of validations here. So now that you've gotten a text inside, right? You can even set the text here, right? The input type. So input type to an email. So text email. So you are going to only accept emails. So I have here, if I enter mashoodkofi@gmail, right? Since my input text is not empty, I can just go to my next screen. Do you get it? Yeah. And please, do you understand up to this point? Or do you have any questions?
You understand?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, yeah. Let me go ahead and remove this top the toolbar here. So in our theme, we have
So why is the email icon not showing?
the email icon is not showing. Okay, I think I know why. Hold on. Second activity, right?
Yes.
When you go to SRC, right? We've set it for only this one. You copy this and then paste it here. I think it should show now. From your lecturer, he said he has uploaded the last lecture, last on Monday. He has uploaded it on Sakai. So
The Google Drive, the videos on the Google Drive. You can't access it. I can't access it. I can't access it.
You can't access it.
Yeah, when you click on nothing, nothing.
Only UI.
Pardon?
Okay. You said only me because I can't access. When I click on it, nothing shows. But it shows that like it has been uploaded over there. When you click on it, the videos they are not played.
Okay. All right. I will let you know. So our image is showing. Let me remove this toolbar here. So for our theme, we have this dark action bar. So my parent should be the no action bar. So unless I actually add this one too. So no action bar. And then yeah. And then I think I have to set my manifest to, I think I have to do something. Action show title. So our time is even up. Okay, and then again, right? If you are oh, this is our theme. Let me change it. So because of the theme that we chose, no action bar, let me just use tables. If you are debugging, right, and you have any issue, right, we have inside your Visual Studio, we have this log cat, right? Now this log cat here is going to log any activity or anything going on in your activity. So I think mine is not showing, but or even, okay, so the log cat, you can see everything inside here. If I do something, right, it will log inside my log cat. It means if there's an issue or there's an error, that error will also show inside your log cat. So you can actually track that error and then deal with that error. So what I'm going to do is, let me just do this. Let me do something like this, right? And then see if it will even work. Let me. So now I can see everything is logging here, right? It's even working. So now you can see my app has crashed, right? Now you can see inside here, the error that is showing is null pointer exception. And now if I actually click on this, it will even bring me to where the issue is. So it's saying that attempt to invoke virtual method editable get text is on a null object reference. Now you can see here, I am referencing this edit text here to something that I don't know. That thing is not an edit text. So it means that it is not assigning that edit text to this variable here. It's assigning it to something else. So it means I won't get access to this method. I won't get access to the set error method. So it will basically give me an error. So all I have to do is just go to my log cat here, read it and understand it, and then change the necessary thing. So I just do edit text, email, edit, and then everything will work. Now I have fixed my error. So that is how you debug your Android application. You should always check your log cat to see the log messages. Do you get it? So if something is not going on well, you can actually see it from there and then fix it. So let's come, right? And then I have it. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hi.
Yeah. Is that okay? I'm not sure we can do the third screen. So you can try it. Where is it? You can try it like on your own and then play around with some of the functionalities or things. So yeah, please, any questions?
So is there
Also-
any
also-
chance that we can get the code for the first screen and the second screen so that we continue with the
Is
third
there
one?
any, okay, all right. So I will push it to, do you still have access to the GitHub organization we created for last semester's class? I'll push this code to that place. Okay.
No, please. They don't have it.
So we don't have it though.
Have it to
Oh,
They don't have it.
all right. I'll zip it and send it to the group, to the WhatsApp.
Okay, thank you.
But any question? Do you have any questions? So the same way, if I change this button here, right, and I go to second activity, right? Let me see, activity second layout. I can change the ID and then go into my second activity. And when I click on it too, it will take me to the next screen, or even open an email application. Do you get it? So I think that is all for now. If you have any questions, please unmute your mic and then.
So you said if I want to transition from one screen to
No
another, I
question,
should
sir.
use the intent.
Finish the third page and send it. Oh, come on. Why should I finish it? You guys should go and finish it. So what all you do is you just create a new activity, right? Just create a new activity and then empty activity. Once you create the activity, you get access to the resource file. Make the changes like how I did it. You see, I placed all the edit text and then the text views. And then after that, I styled it using gravity, changing the font size, changing all that. It's not that difficult. So you said you were asking a question.
Yes, I was saying that to transition from one screen to another, we use the intent.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is it. So start activity. Now this start activity takes an intent. So I've just created my new intent here. And that intent takes in the package that you are moving from and then the screen that you are moving to. You get it?
Okay, so for the test screen, I'll just add the, what do you call it, the activity name to this code and then it will work.
Yeah, so the test screen, you create an activity, right? So you create an activity. And then inside your second activity, right? You get access to this button, right? Do you get it?
Yes.
You get access to this button, you create a variable for this button, and then use find view by ID, and you reference it to this button ID. And then on click of this button, you can now move to the third screen.
So in the intent code, I don't start from main activity. I just start from second activity to third.
No, my point is, you see, we have 3 screens, right? We are using this reset screen as our main screen, and this as our second screen and our third screen. Do you get it? So from here, we move to here. From here, we move to here. Do you get it?
Yes.
So it means in this main activity, I'll move to the second activity, which is this one. And inside my second activity, I'll move to the third activity, which is this one.
So I was saying that in the intent for the second activity, moving to the third activity, there's no need for me to bring the
No.
main activity first.
So you use the second activity for the package. Do you get it?
Okay.
So, and then this one will be the name of the third activity. So either third activity or reset activity, anything.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question, please? I will send the video to you guys. I think I'll upload it to Google Drive and then share the link. Okay, I'll not restrict the access, so you can get access to it. Any other question?
No, please.
Okay, all right, then thanks for joining.
So please send the code, so we beg you.
Okay, sure. All right, I'll send it. Bye.